What do you want? What's the tea? Yo, tell me what's the tea? What's the tea? Yo, tell me what's the tea? What's the tea? Yo, tell me what's the tea? What's the tea? Yo, tell me what's the tea? What's the tea? Yo, tell me what's the tea? What's the tea? Yo, tell me what's the tea? What's the tea? Yo, tell me what's the tea?
We are so excited to welcome AdamandEve.com to What's the Tea? Adam and Eve is the largest distributor of lubes, X-rated films, and toys for the bedroom. Now you're talking.
If you can dream it, they probably have it on AdamandEve.com. If that isn't enough to keep even the most thirsty of you quenched, AdamandEve.com wants to give you more.
When you use the offer code RU at the checkout, you'll get free shipping and, ready for this, 50% off almost any item.
That's AdamandEve.com, offer code RU. Hey, Squarespace! Squarespace! We love Squarespace, don't we?
We sure do, baby.
They're fantastic. You know, they've revolutionized the whole website, creating your own website, doing it. It just makes it so fashion forward.
It used to be so difficult.
So hard.
Had to hire this one, pay this one. You couldn't do it. With Squarespace, it's so darn easy.
It's so easy that they've launched their own new version of this thing. I mean, they're continuing to advance what they do, and I think that's just so brilliant. They've got something now called Squarespace 7, which has completely revolutionized this whole storyline. It's a redesigned interface with new templates and this incredible new feature called cover pages. It just makes making a website just so much easier. Now, listen, guys, when you're ready to purchase a plan and get 10% off, choose Squarespace and do this offer code. Are you listening?
What's the offer code?
Offer code is RU, R-U. If you go to squarespace.com and enter in the offer code RU, you get 10% off.
Everybody loves everything 10% off.
That's right. So go on over there and get yourself in there with no credit card required.
That's why Jewish women like circumcised men.
Why is that?
Because they like everything 10% off.
Hey, it's RuPaul. What's the tea with Michelle Visage?
Hola.
Hey, girl.
Hi, kitty.
Now, you've been trying to convince me to do the touring, and I want to do the touring. I want to do especially seeing how successful Battle of the Seasons is, tour after tour. Now, you guys did 50 cities?
47 or something like that.
Wow.
I mean, I missed a week and a half because of Big Brother, but I will say that the only reason, I know you. I know the way you think. I know the way that you operate. And I know that you'll sit here and go, yeah, that's a great idea, but I want to hold you responsible because you could easily, because you have so many things going on in the TV front.
Right.
It's very easy for you to just sweep it under the rug.
Well, and I tell you why. And you know why. Because in terms of business, my thinking is to lay the foundation. You know, these opportunities in television are very rare. I mean,
sure.
I've been in this business for a long time.
I know it.
And so to have this kind of sort of resurgence in my career at this time is phenomenal, and it's very unique. It's not the norm. So while these opportunities are happening, jump on them. So I'm doing these television shows and hosting and judging and all that kind of stuff. It lays the foundation for touring later. So, you know, you could wheel me out there like Mae West.
Yeah.
You know, and
Like Marlena Dietrich.
You better work. You know. And so that's what I'm thinking. Now, yes, I would love to go out there like at the end of this year, which is when we're not filming. It's usually when I gain some LBs. Yeah,
but you don't gain them in a hideous way.
Well, but you know,
you get them in a healthy way.
Well, my point is that I could bypass, you know, the LB's part.
Or you could corset a little tighter.
Well, that doesn't really work either. I have to be, people know, you know, when I'm doing the television show, I have to be very thin to fit into that stuff for it to look really well.
Yes.
So anyway, long story long, I would, get myself together and go out on tour.
Well, what I'm trying to say is I'm out there all the time, right? So I'm the mini you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out there. I'm supporting the show. That's what I'm doing. But the reason, besides that's how I make my living, is I get to see the people, what they want, how they respond, how they react, what they say. I talk to all of the club owners, all of the venue owners, the managers, and they all say the same thing. What can we do can you talk to Rue?
Right.
Because they think that I have your ear, which I do. But if I didn't think it was a good idea, I would just not bring it up because I know how you are.
Yeah.
But it's such a perfect idea for you because not only do you get to see everybody that you've touched in so many ways because they tell me and I bring it all home to you, but it's not
they
the
could
same.
never get those charges will never stick. Yeah,
No, they will never stick.
They will never stick. Yeah.
I will make
They can
sure
say
of it.
I touched them, but the truth is
I will
prove
sleep-
it. Prove it in court.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will sleep with as many law enforcement officers as I have to make sure that you never do time. Just let it be known. So I know for sure that you doing a tour would be the best thing
I would love to
out
do
there.
it. I would love to do it. This is the thing. You know, I've been working in clubs for just under 300 years.
Yes.
And while the TV stuff is going on, I have not been doing it a few times, but mostly not. And it's such hard work. And let me tell you the cons of this. Okay, first of all, the airport. Hate the airport. It brings out the worst in
Whatever, get over it.
Horrible.
But if you have the right sidebar, hold on. If you're
Yeah.
going to give me the cons, hold on. If you have the right people booking it, you won't have to deal with any stuff like
Right.
that. You literally will go. You're there if you time it right, you're there right before you get something to eat. You get your coffee, and then you're right on. Your first class, you're right on. You're there.
Yeah, no, I got it. But I would lease a bus and do a proper tour and not do any airports.
No, lies.
Yeah.
You're talking about America only. There is an entire world.
Well, let's just talk America. I could go over there and rent it, but they got buses in Europe too.
You don't need no Europe bus. You don't need no tube. Listen. In America, yes, we're going to do the truck. We're going to do the bus and truck tours.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. Yes, that's done. I'm talking about other countries. Yes, here it's very easy. You don't have to do any airports. You can leave from here and start on a bus and go.
Right.
For real. You don't even have to worry about airports. But overseas, it can be so easy. I just did it. I'm telling you, there was no drama. None of the airport, like, oh, God, our flights get none of that stuff.
Yeah. You know, it's a quick story. You know, once I was performing in England and we had, was it a bus? It was, you know what? It was one of those touring.
A coach.
It was a coach.
Yes, that's
It was
what
a
they call
coach.
them.
Yes. And the promoter had rented it for me. It was Joelle, George, PJ, and myself.
Oh, God.
And we went from Blackpool to Manchester or the other way around, then down to London, and we may have hit a few other stops along the way. In this coach, the only VHSs to watch, were the films of Steven Seagal.
Are you kidding me?
I swear. And we're driving through the countryside on this mini tour of the UK, watching the films of Steven Seagal.
Was there more than one?
There were several. He made a lot of films,
And that was your collection.
that was the collection of things that we had
can't
because
think
we
of
couldn't
anything.
bring anything with us because it was a different region
Right,
code,
right.
and that's all they had on this coach. And I remember once we at the hotel in Blackpool,
Right, which is up north.
yes, we ordered hamburgers in the hotel before the show, and thank goodness I had these people with me to corroborate
Your story?
the story of what this burger looked like. Michelle,
Tell me.
the meat.
Tell
the
me.
meat, this is no joke. It was as gray as this computer. It was as gray as the surface of this Mac computer. It was gray. The meat. It was gray. I wish we didn't even have a camera. We didn't take a picture. But whenever the four of us get together, we talk about that
That's
time.
why I don't eat it. That's why I don't eat it.
Well, but I've never seen meat that was gray.
You shouldn't eat, just for the record, sorry, Grandma, you shouldn't eat anything gray.
Well, no, right, exactly.
It's just, gray doesn't belong in your mouth.
Well, we did not eat none of it data, but it gave us a great story, by the way. But meanwhile, let's just talk about so the airport. That's one thing.
Okay.
The other part is, today, and kids today, with the damn cell phones, what the performance is on YouTube within 5 minutes of hitting the stage.
Okay.
All of my sweaty, lace fronty, mid-50s-year-old ass.
I have an answer for that.
Is all on YouTube within 5 minutes.
Have an answer for that.
What is it?
We bring Matthew Anderson.
Yeah.
So you will look flawless.
Well, that's a given. I've
okay.
got to do
So
it.
that's a big chunk of it.
That's a big chunk
You're
of
not
it.
doing your own makeup, okay?
See, why you have to bring that up?
That's a big
Why you
chunk.
have to bring that
I
up?
am just saying. So Matthew, so that part, check.
Yes, check.
Okay.
Yes.
The next part is you hire, just like you said, pit crew,
Yeah.
dancers,
Yeah.
they're going to do all the hard work.
Yeah.
They're going to do the heavy lifting. They're going to do the Martha Wash issue
Uh-huh.
here. They're going to do the heavy lifting on the track. You are going to pose.
Yes.
You're going to sing. You're going to go finger waving.
Yes.
You're going to Mariah Carey the house
Yes.
down.
Oh, yes.
You have a little cloth you pull out of your bosom. You tap your head.
Yes.
Dab, dab, dab.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Okay.
It's not like it was 20 years ago. And no tea, no shade. Straight up.
Well, but I don't really want to do clubs because I've worked in clubs for the past 300 years.
No,
and
not
what
clubs.
What I would do is I would do an evening with.
Yes.
Where I would do those venues that you guys did on tour.
Absolutely.
Where people could come at 8:00, bring the kids.
All ages show.
All ages
Yes.
show, and I probably couldn't do those meet and greets that you guys did.
You don't have to, but if you want to, there's a lot of extra money in that. And I don't mean to say that everybody's going to be exploited out there, but really, we're doing this, let's be honest, to make a living.
Sure.
So meet and greets are great. And how we did them was before the show. So if our showtime, which the normal, they varied.
Right.
For some reason, Barcelona, I think, had the show at 11 p.m. or one of the cities had it at 11. Maybe it was Iceland. Maybe it was Reykjavik. So the meet and greet was at 9. That was the latest show. That's ridiculous. And I sing live, so for me, my voice tends to go after a certain time. But for me, we did the meet and greets at 7. They were an hour long. Once they were done, they were done. If you came late and you bought a meet and greet, sorry, you were late.
Right.
Then there was an hour between that and showtime. So meet and greet 7 to 8. Showtime started at 9. 8 to 9 was off. So and that way you're not sweaty, you're not nasty, and it's very much meeting the Disney princesses. They come up, they take your picture, and they leave.
Right.
It's pretty simple, and especially if I'm there, if the pit crew's there, there's other people that could do it that will deflect. They'll take other lines and people, but you don't have to do meet and greet if you want to, honey.
Right.
You really don't have to.
Yeah, well, the bottom line is I do want to do it. I used to have a lot of fun doing it. It's just that it has changed. The sort of respect that people have for the performer with the whole cell phone thing and...
Oh, that's out the window.
It's outrageous.
But
I can't believe it.
There's ways of, I hate to say barricading because it sounds awful, but they do this thing and it's not usually our fault because I hate when they put those kind of,
Yes,
the walls,
I
know what
do.
I'm talking about.
Yes.
I hate that.
I
I
don't
like
like
them
it
being
either.
right close,
Yeah.
not just for tipping because
Right.
they don't tip in other countries,
Right.
but I like having them one-on-one so I can,
I
you
like
know
to
what I
see
mean?
the audience. I like to see them, and I
Right.
like to be for there to be a connection there.
But for a little bit of a distance from the stage and the camera, those barricades can go up.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel more comfortable.
I've never understood the whole camera experience. I actually, psychologically, I do understand it because people want to have something to show other people because they're never going to watch this as a keepsake. Like, oh my God, remember this concert? I love it so much. I'm
They
going to play it
might.
again. I don't think so. I think people in concerts have the camera there psychologically so that they can show other people, say, look what I have.
Yes.
And it's they get the validation from saying, ooh, look what I have.
Look where I was.
But they're not going to be like, oh, reminiscing like, oh, wow.
They might. Some people might.
I
And
doubt
let me
it.
tell you something. And I highly recommend having your tracks playing in the background instead of.
Oh, yes.
I highly recommend that. There's a reason why Madonna, Britney, Janet, all the big names do that and did that for years. There's a reason. I was in Austin recently. I couldn't finish Faithfully. Did I tell you this story? If I
Yes, you did.
And I had to sing it just for myself to
Yeah.
prove that I can sing it.
Yeah.
But I know it lives on YouTube somewhere, and
Right.
it is what it is, Santa. Yeah, we did talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, it's okay to err as human. You're not.
Not with these
No.
kids.
Yes.
They
are forgiving. Trust. They are forgiving.
Oh, no.
There's 2 or 3 that might be like, oh, see, she washed up. She don't got it no more. I told you. She has been. But who's featuring them anyway?
Right,
They're
right.
still paying $100 to go see whose show? Your show. So what?
Well, it is something I want to do. I want to put something really, really good together, with LED lights, a multimedia presentation with...
That ain't something new, girl. You got to
No.
get with it.
Yeah, you have to. That's what people come to expect.
But I remember taking my mom to see you when you opened up for Joan Rivers in Atlantic City.
Yes.
And first of all, seeing my mother see Joan Rivers was like the best experience of my life because she's been such a huge part of my life growing up. But then to see you on that huge stage in Atlantic City, I mean, you had it then.
Yeah.
You've only grown as a performer. If I looked at pictures of you then, what you look like then, compared to what you look like and how you are now, fundamentally, instinctively, that show is going to blow that one out of the water.
Absolutely. And again, I do want to do it. There are things I have to think about. But again, my thinking is to lay the foundation in television.
It had already been laid.
It has been laid, but to really, get that going and then go out and do the touring.
Yeah, of course. I don't mean drop everything and do it now.
Right.
But what I'm saying is there is a big, not only hole, there's a need for you out there. They want it. I've been doing this now for 2 years with this touring? They really, I get the same thing over. What would it take for us to get Ru? And I look at them and I'm like, because to me, the answer is not money. Because most of them will pay whatever they want.
Right.
It's not money, which I have a lot of respect for. It's because you want it to be right. It's a matter of integrity. You want your show to be right. Yeah. You want everything to be, you want your Matthew, you want your Zaldi, you want everything lined up. And you are a brand.
Sure.
So it needs to be that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I tell people. I said, when it's all together and the package is there, you will have your Ru. And I guarantee to everybody listening, I'm not going to give up until she decides to go on her world tour.
No, listen, I know there's something I have to do. I know it's part of the whole package, and I will do it. I definitely will do it.
They want it so terribly.
Yeah.
I mean, why should Madonna and Gaga make all the money? Right?
Well, but at one point, it's not even about the money. It's about the experience.
Not. Yeah.
And being in the airport really brings out the worst in me.
It brings out the worst in everybody, and there are ways around it. Again, if I'm with you, I will not let that happen to you. You have my word as your friend, as your sister, as your soul sister. I will not let you go there.
All right.
And not a lot of people can contain that animal that can live within you when you get to that place.
It's funny. I think about the times when I first started out, and even toward the, I first started out in 1982, but even up until like 87, 88, 88 and 87 were some really rough times for me.
Because?
Well, just because I had moved from Atlanta back up to New York. See, I moved to New York in 84, stayed there for 6 months.
And then you went back, right?
Yeah.
It kicked your ass?
Couch surfing, sleeping on the pier, sleeping in Abington Square Park, sleeping in Central Park, all this kind of stuff during the day. Sleeping during the day because...
Going out at night.
Yeah. And then, so they kicked me out, and I went back to Atlanta, and I moved back to New York in 1987, and it was really rough.
And that's the year that I met you.
That's the year I met you,
yeah.
And that is when I remember doing a show at this place called Chameleon. It's on the corner of Avenue A and 6th Street on the northeast corner. It's a few doors down from there. I was paid $18 to perform there. I did
perform or be a
I did my show. I did a few songs, and then maybe I was being tipped. I don't remember, but I'll never forget that. I talk about it in the first book, Letting It All Hang Out. I'll never forget that my pay that night was $18, and how tough that life is.
It sticks with you.
It sticks with you. It's hard. Being a showgirl and performing for, tips or whatever.
The kids, when I used to do and I talk about this in my book coming up, when Suzanne Barge hired us, she gave us, I think it was, and I said this in the book, I think it was $300, but there were 6 of us that we had to share it in between. And literally, so it was like $50 a person. I don't know. I think that, or 5 of us, if it was 300, so $50 a person. Does that sound right?
You want me to do math?
No,
is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say $50 a person. The queens didn't even really care about the $50. Yeah. They cared about the free drink tickets.
Okay.
So she gave me like a whole thing of drink tickets and the cash. And at the end of the night, they were like, girl, are you going to use your drink ticket? So sometimes those things stick with us because it's really not about one thing. It's about the other. So it really wasn't about the $18. It was about being able to perform in front of these people. But you remember that because you got paid.
Was this for the Love Ball?
This was way before the Love Ball.
Oh, wow.
Love Ball came, I think, like 6 or 8 months after I started working for Suzanne. But it was that same year.
Wow.
And that was the place where I vogued like in public for the first time.
Oh my goodness.
At the Love Ball.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So hey, let's take a little break.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we got some more stuff to talk about on What's the Tea?
Holla.
Hey, you guys, you should get started with your own website and go to squarespace.com for a gorgeous setup.
And a free trial.
Free trial and with no credit card required.
Yep.
It's just so easy, and they've launched this new thing called Squarespace 7, which is brilliant. It's got this completely redesigned interface with new templates and this incredible new feature called cover pages. Now, listen, guys, when you're ready to purchase a plan, get 10% off with the offer code RU, R-U, at squarespace.com. And, we've gotten so many emails from people who listen to our show who have gone to Squarespace and been so successful in creating these websites. In fact, you've got a letter there from someone.
We love when we get mail from you guys about your Squarespace websites. We've got one from Lauren Gregory. She says, "Hi, Ru. I'm a painter, animator, and the hugest Drag Race fan ever. I've been listening to your podcast during my half-assed attempts at jogging lately, and your Squarespace ad weaseled its way into my brain and became firmly implanted. I spent the weekend completely rebuilding my site on Squarespace, and I'm quite pleased with the results. Check out laurengregory.net, click on the paint tab, and you'll see the first painting that pops up is titled Sarah watching RuPaul's Drag Race. Also, under the video tab, the second animation listed is a Dolly Parton tribute that I think you'll dig. I can't thank you enough for all that you do. You've been a huge inspiration for me. Love and light, Lauren." So that's laurengregory.net.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I love that. We have the best fans of this show.
We do.
I just love it. And listen, everybody out there, it's easy breezy to create your own website through Squarespace. You can get a free trial with no credit card required by just going to squarespace.com. And when you're blown away and ready to confirm a plan, use the offer code RU to get 10% off. Yes, you'll be getting a great deal and helping to keep What's the Tea free. Hey, and thanks again, you guys over at Squarespace. Keep the great work going. I love it.
Yeah.
And you guys out there, keep sending your websites to rupaulpodcast@gmail.com. And I want to see what you're doing. I want to see what you're creating over there. And again, it's squarespace.com, offer code RU for that 10% off. So you're looking across at me right now. Do you see how shiny my eyebrows are?
Why are they so shiny?
They're shiny because...
Did you draw them on?
I drew them on.
Okay.
You know I draw them on.
Yeah, but you have a technique that's very skilled.
I have a technique. It's very layered. I do use those Anastasia pencils that they're the sponsor of our show.
So good.
Love them.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Not because
Not just because of that. Yes, right.
It's a sponsor. It's good shit.
It's really good. And let me tell you, I did drag the other day, and I shaved.
What?
Yes, I did. It's called drag,
What?
and it's where men's dresses up like women.
Ooh, ew.
And
Why are they shiny?
It's they're shiny because what happens is, I'm putting it on with a pencil, and then my own natural body juices come out, and that's like, what is that? It's like body.
It's just oil. It's
oil.
Earl.
It's Earl.
Did you hairspray them?
No, I didn't hairspray them. But this is what happens. Okay, so this is what happens. I shave them off because when Matthew does my face, if he has to glue my brows down, it compromises his Christianity.
Yes.
It makes it harder because he has to work around that different texture.
And some queens choose to glue and some do not. To glue or not to glue, that's Shakespeare's oldest question.
Shakespeare said that to me once.
We
were walking home from school.
Yes, it's Stratford upon the Avon.
Exactly. And that's what happened. And so I shaved them off. So, of course, the weeks following, it's bald. It's nothing there. So my technique is, I will take one of those Anastasia of Beverly Hills pencils, and I will feather little hair things on there and shape them. Yeah. And then I go in deeper with a darker, yes, ma'am, with a darker color, a black.
Say it again. What color?
A black.
Yes.
And I add texture and depth to it. So then I do that, and then I will take that Mally. I love Mally's. You told me about the Mally,
I love Mally.
the Face Defender, which is it's like a powder, but it's not liquid. What is it?
It's a compact and it's a solid.
It's a solid. What is that?
It's like clear.
It's clear stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. I use it all the time. I have it everywhere. I have, in all my makeup cases, even though I don't do my makeup a lot. But I will do my makeup when I'm out of drag, like I'm doing TV and stuff.
Right.
I do that. So anyway, and I take the Mally thing and I put it over it, and it's like a mattifier, right?
So it like seals it in almost?
Seals it in, and it takes away the shine, right? But I didn't do that today. I didn't do the Mally today. So that's why my brows look shiny.
But they look cute. You do, let me tell you, in all the years I've been watching you do your own makeup and play with things here and there, you do your brows beautifully well.
Thank you very much. And of course, these are brows. These are men's brows.
Yes.
These are a man's brow.
How long does it take you to stubble up?
Well, it usually takes about a month for them to fully grow back, my brows.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
But stubble you get in a couple days.
No, there's some stubble. There's some stubble, but it's not enough to, get the texture.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be in drag again in 2 weeks?
You do such for this thing.
Yeah, I'll be there for 2 weeks. So, I'll just keep them like this and I'll shave them again.
Yeah. Well, I like them shiny or not shiny. Nobody does your brow. I mean, your out of drag brows better than you do.
Right. And I told you this before, is that if I have something like yoga or something, and I don't recommend this, they're Sharpie, fine point Sharpies
brows on.
are not to be used for your eyebrow. I'm going to say that right now. But I will do that because they will stay in. I sweat like the late Whitney Houston.
Of course.
Yeah. And so I will put a fine tip Sharpie and paint on hair by hair those little. It works and they don't move.
Do you know I use a Sharpie on my mole?
You do?
I do.
Is it there now?
No, it's not there now. But see because it's not darkened in now. Do you see it looks like a zit?
Why a Sharpie? Why not like some mascara or some eyeliner?
Well, because Sharpies will not move even when I take the makeup off.
Yeah.
And the only alternative, and sometimes it's not as readily available as a Sharpie is waterproof eyeliner.
Yeah.
MAC Fluid Line does not move, or I think it's called Fluid Line, or Stay, whatever it is, their waterproof eyeliner. You literally need motor oil to take it off. Right. So I'll use that as well.
Have you ever lined your lips with a Sharpie?
I may or may not have. I would like to plead the fifth.
Oh my God. How brilliant is that? Lining your lips with a black Sharpie.
Or brown.
Or brown.
It does.
Or brown.
The
Subtle.
job.
More subtle.
Even plum. No, I've heard. I have heard. They have like a purpley plum one.
I love me a Sharpie.
Yeah, me too.
I love me a Sharpie. It's a brilliant product.
I never used it on my eyeballs. I've only used it on my mole and my lips.
Yeah. Well, if you were I wonder if they have Sharpies in gel, because you could do your whole face.
They probably do.
They don't have Sharpies in gel?
I bet you can get them at commissary.
To the commissary, right?
Yeah.
What, no commissary or nothing?
What? You ain't got no commissary? Ain't no Sharpie in your commissary?
So brows are weird. Brows are weird, though. And everybody in my family has really thick brows, and thankfully I shave them off and they come back within a month. But when I was in my 20s, I just shaved them off all the time. But after 30, after 40, a man with no brows it's not a cute look.
I think I'm just so numbed by all the amount of drag queens I'm with that
you're inundated with drag queens with no brows.
That when I see men with brows, it's almost like offensive to me.
It's like weird.
Ew, what are you doing?
How many of the queens on tour
have brows?
Just shave their brows off?
I don't think any of them retain their own brows. I know that Fifi retains her brows.
Why are you saying retains?
Okay.
Like a retainer, like a lawyer.
Keeps.
Did she like her brows or like an attorney?
She keeps her brows. I'm retainer.
She retains her brows. Ew. Are you
That's a highfalutin. Can't you tell I'm Hasadini?
Oh, I'd like to retain your brows for a litigious.
You're so stupid. Okay. She. On our tour, I don't think anybody. Ben de la Creme keeps his brows, if I remember correctly.
He's got very thick brows.
Thick brows. I think he glues his down.
Yeah.
So there are a few that choose glue sticks. Sometimes Ivy would glue hers down, but recently she's just been shaving them off. She shaves them.
Ivy Winters.
Bianca shaves hers off. Alaska shaves hers off because Alaska's eyebrows are up to her hairline.
Yes, I love that.
See, so most of them Jinxes are gone.
Yeah. Well, it's smart.
Yeah.
It's smart. But, if any of them want to, find some trade after the show.
That's what the problem is.
That's the problem. Because a man with no brows.
Adore keeps her brows on.
Adore keeps her brows.
Yeah, she retains them.
But I got to tell you, she retains her This is the thing, is that if I do keep my brows, what I will do is I will thin them out so that when I have to glue them down, it's not so much of a big braille storyline. You know, it's very. Do
you have black man brows? Are they coarse?
Not really. They're fine.
Yeah. So then why do you got to thin them out?
Because they are still thick though.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I take out, say, half of them evenly across,
right?
It lays down very flat.
I see.
With that Avery. But child, you get me on stage, and I start sweating like the late Whitney Houston. That glue just comes undone.
And it'll just pop up.
Does that happen to the girls on tour?
So if they don't glue them right, they're very specific. Like a lot of them have to use, like I know Bendel is very specific about using the
Avery?
No, they don't use the glue stick. Yes, they use the Prozade.
Yes.
And if you're not careful, you're going to catch that if you don't.
Yeah. Now, but so the Avery though on the TV show,
The purple one.
Yeah. It's a glue stick. That's what most of those kids are using.
Yes, most of the kids use them, and then they use the comb and they smash them down. And
like Tammy Brown.
Yes, and that's fine, and a lot of them, that works for them.
But see, that the sweating, that doesn't work for sweating.
No, not if you're a crazy sweater, but if you're not. And Prozade could be an answer for the ones that are crazy sweaters. It has more of a stick,
Yes, it's a medical adhesive.
Yeah,
Prozade.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It's good.
I used it for my lace front in Rocky Horror, and it's like nothing.
Is that what you used?
That's what I used.
I use that. It's called
Mastic.
No, I get it down at Namie's, and it's something called 151. I always want to think Ron Bacardi. But it's not. I don't use Ron Bacardi rum on my lace front.
Well, that's good.
Oh, I see a K. I'm getting a K. I feel like the Long Island medium.
You sound like her without the nails.
A K. Oh, KD. KD. Okay. It's KD.
Lang.
Not KD Lang.
Oh.
KD 151. And I get it at Namie's.
Okay.
Down in Studio City.
So you guys can try Prozade, you can try Mastic, and you can try KD 151.
Sure. Or the Avery
glue stick,
which works if you're not going to be sweating a lot.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, we have to digress because I've got an email here.
Oh.
That I think that's worth talking
about.
And
I love when the kids send us emails.
Well,
Where do they send them to? They send them to RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com?
Yeah, they can send it there.
RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com. Is that right?
And this one was on the subreddit, on Reddit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm scared of Reddit.
Well, I just did an AMA there, and it was quite successful. I've been on it for a long time, and I don't know that they realize that is me. And when I'm making comments, it's me. Because they can be the most harsh, horrendous, vile, evil people.
What is that?
But then when I call them on it, they go, "Oh, just kidding. I'm your biggest fan." Backpedal, backpedal, backpedal. I think it's because they feel that this is their community, this is their family, this is their place of saying what they really...
Do they use their real names?
No.
Because, on Twitter, when people are doing that, I feel like they're doing that to impress their friends.
Of course.
They're doing it. They don't realize that's another human on the other end of that. It's just to impress their friends.
The words hurt. They used to hurt me very much.
Do they really?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
They used to, big time. Then I realized, this isn't personal.
No.
This is your own issue.
Exactly.
I had to take myself out of it. But this one is very sweet, and I have a 15-year-old daughter who I can relate to. It was so funny. One of the questions somebody asked me on my AMA was, do I ever get upset that Ru can't remember which daughter's which? Fine. I said,
well,
oh my
their
God,
names
no.
are Lola and Lily.
I said, not unlike the Kardashians, where everyone's a K. I had a thing with L's. If I had a third, it would have been an L as well.
And they're the same number. Her Lily
and Lola. Two different syllables.
But wait a minute. But is Lily 4 letters?
Lillie.
Oh, wait. Say that again.
Lillie.
Yeah. See, but in my mind,
it's Lily.
I see Lily.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the correct spelling of the normal lily flower.
Yeah. But you can understand. You know how my mind works. Yeah. I see pictures, and so I see images and things, and I see two names that are exact same.
I know exactly because you have a touch of dyslexia, and
sure.
That's exactly what that
just
is.
The tip. Just
the touch. We got that taken care of. A little salve for you. So this email comes from the Reddit post. I'm saying that subreddit. Subreddit? Yeah, I screw that up because I don't understand that thing. And we love all of you on Reddit. I'm just saying, y'all could be vile and mean sometimes, and sometimes your words hurt. Okay, so moving on. This is from Matt, and Matt said, in a nutshell, because it's quite long, he listens to us, he loves it. He finds inspiration in what we do here on What's the Tea, and we love you for that, Matt. He says he has an issue. He doesn't feel like he has any close friends. Since high school, he's always been liked. He's always gotten along with everybody. School was a good time for him, which sometimes you don't hear.
Right.
You usually hear school was torturous.
Oh, yeah.
But he's saying it was great, and he thinks that people actually liked him. But after the bell rang, he would come home, and the relationships ended. He said he feels like all of those relationships were relationships of convenience because they'd see each other 5 times a week. He says he's not in college, and he still feels the same way. He sees friends that he's made because they may have a class in common, but after the semester ends, he doesn't hear from them. No one texts him. No one calls him. No one invites him to dinner. And he said it all came to a head when one day he did poorly on an exam and wanted to call someone to go out to dinner to calm him down. And he said he scrolled through his phone. He could call people to talk things out and couldn't find a best friend anywhere. So that night, he said he sat in his car eating takeout and crying, feeling alone. He said he does have a great family who loves him, and he has friends to pass time with in random situations. But he says he envies our relationship, you and I, Rue, because it's very personal and very raw. And he said he seems to have surface relationships that are fun, but he doesn't have a best friend to have a unique relationship with.
Right.
Family's great and all that. And my heart goes out to him because he said he feels like is he doing things wrong? He said, why do you think I haven't had made a best friend level relationship? Am I thinking about things wrong? I can't seem to break through this.
You know, what's interesting about that is that, you know, when you see an actor on stage or in a movie and they are so raw and so vulnerable, really, like say Sandy Dennis or Geraldine Page or some of those people, or like who's that woman? I'll think of her name.
How about somebody from our generation?
Well, but yeah, there's that too. When they're at, when they're, or even a friend, it's not until you show some humanity before people can really fall in love with you, you know? And it takes that. And a lot of times it's about getting yourself in a situation where you do show the humanity. You show your human side. You know, something that most people don't know. You know, when my father passed away, I did not shed a tear.
Right. Why do you think?
He was not a person who was authentic in his self. I always felt I was getting a caricature and I always felt like I had to behave the same way with him. But my mother, in fact, as I even say it, my voice I get emotional. Just because she was so raw and so vulnerable and present and conscious that I could feel her. I could feel her right now.
Yeah, you're lucky.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
And I think that when you have close friends like that, you have to be willing to show them the parts of yourself that are uncontrolled, preconceived.
Right.
And I think that's what, and I know with you and I've been through so much, so many situations, and it takes that. And he's 20 years old.
That's what I was going to say. Now, understand, because Lily's 15 and she goes through this too. She just craves a best friend relationship. And I say to her, I've been through many nights with her sobbing because she has these friends, but no best friend. All she wants is somebody to call her up and say, I saw you today and you seemed like you were off. Do you want to talk about something? Do you want to come over? But you also have to give out what you expect to bring back. And I think that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
And she's so guarded. She is very much who her mother was. I mean, she is my doppelganger. Everything I went through, she is doing it only a different way, her own way. And I see it, and it kills me because I can't live it for her. She has to live it. She has to feel the bumps and bruises along the way. It's all part of the thing. But
what changed it for you? How did you change?
I think because I had pushed away so many people by being so defensive all of the time that I realized that I was doing something wrong. It wasn't them, right? It was me. And then I had to let my guard down and I had to say, okay, I can't know everything. I can't be right about everything. I have to stop and let people know that I care about them and I hear them and I feel what they're saying. And it wasn't until I started complimenting people and starting hearing people that I realized there is a reciprocity in a friendship. It's not just me.
Reciprocity? What is that word?
To be reciprocal. Like,
okay.
I give you and you give me. It's a two-way street, in other words.
Yeah. But that's interesting because everybody in relationship therapists and people say, if you're looking for someone, why don't you become the person that you're looking for?
Correct.
And that is the way to do it. So you have to put yourself out there.
Yes.
And a lot of times it's showing the areas of your personality that you may be ashamed of or that I swear, I fall in love with people once I see their vulnerability.
Right.
and I have a connection to them.
Right.
But some people are so slick and they seem like they got it all together.
Well, that was me at 20.
Right.
And it could be Matt at 20.
Yes. And I think Matt probably sees what other people are doing. He doesn't realize that all of those relationships that he names, that he thinks that they're also, close, they're very superficial too.
Yeah.
I know when I was a kid, I'm going to say this and I hope people, whatever, you take it how you want, but I started smoking weed when I was 10 years old.
Which is so beyond fathomable to me.
Yeah.
10 years. The mother that was so present did not know that you were smoking weed.
She was present emotionally, but she was locked in her room after the divorce.
All right.
She locked basically in depression,
Yeah.
locked herself in her room for about two years.
Yeah, that I remember.
Yeah.
And it was up to your sister to raise your ass.
Well, raise schmaze, that's a loose term,
Yeah.
But we were really on our own.
Feed you, maybe.
Well, we had French fries and fish sticks in the freezer.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
If you wanted something to eat, you go. There's
You
some
had ketchup?
There's some ketchup. There's some ham and some white bread in there and mayonnaise. Go help yourself, and that's how it was. But this was a different time. I was 10 in 1970, 71. I'm born in November, so all of 71, I'm 10 years old. So I grew up as a stoner. And so being a stoner, you already had built-in friends. But having said that, and you also had an opener to talk to people, say, hey, you got somebody, let's go get stoned. Let's go.
Yeah.
There's that. But the truth is, I've always been an introvert, and the people out there, when
you
I say
still
that,
are.
and I still am,
Yeah.
when I say introvert, what you're thinking, but more,
And I can corroborate.
but more, and so so I had that. So it was interesting once I quit smoking weed and drinking, going to the bar and saying, hey, it was interesting getting to know people on that level, because the truth is, I really can't stand most people.
But you always had your wits about you.
Sure,
Even when you were high and drunk.
Sure, yeah.
Because you were smart enough to find me.
Yes.
No, but in all seriousness, you always were present and in your right mind, even when you were fucked up.
Sure. Yeah.
But not many people can do that.
Not many people can do that. And I'm also, I always have a sense of humor. I love a good laugh. My friend Ari Gold.
Yes, love Ari.
Love Ari Gold. I love
Not bad on the eyes either.
No, he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love being around. He laughs at everything. I make fun of him. He makes fun of me. He's just a lovely person to be around.
Well,
And
that's why I
that.
like doing my comedy for you, because you laugh at everything.
I laugh at everything.
Yeah.
I love to laugh.
Yeah.
Even if even if it's not funny and you deliver it in the right timing, I'll laugh.
Yes.
Because I want to laugh.
Yes.
But for Matt out there, 20 years old, it's still early in the game.
It's early days, and I'm going to tell you, Matt, this is something that's Freudian. It's something that's, therapy, but it's true. You get back what you're giving out.
Yes.
So you're attracting these people for a reason, or not attracting these people for a reason. Mm-hmm. You are delivering something that's standoffish, that makes these people think that they can't get close to you. So Matt, sweetie, we're going to have to look inside and see what it is that you're projecting that makes them go,
Mm-hmm.
I can be friends with him. But there's, a limit. And that's what I tell my daughter, Lily. You have to find out why these people aren't inviting you. All your friends now it's changed, and she's come a long way. Why? Therapy. But she's come a long way with exploring. And it all came down to her lack of self-esteem. Why? I'm telling you right now, she's born that way. With me as a mother, I've done nothing but encourage her and support her and just tell her how incredibly talented she is, because she is. So it's not from lack of love and support in a family. And Matt said here, he has a great family. Sometimes you are born with a lack of, maybe having a mother that's in the limelight sometimes is like beaches, living in the shadows. And maybe it's difficult for a kid to come up with a mother who's so outspoken and not afraid to say
charismatic,
anything.
and you are very charming, and you have star quality, and people are attracted to you. And so it's it's kind of, it feels like maybe you took up all the
Maybe I took up all that air.
Yeah.
And I get it. So for Matt, baby, what I tell my kid, I would tell you as my kid. You need to go out of your way to spend time with these people that you want to have a better relationship with. And don't be afraid to say, you be the aggressor. And you say, let's go out to dinner. Let's hang out. I know in the friends that you call on your phone that you think are surface, there's at least one or two that you have in mind that you want to get to know more.
Right.
Reach out to that person. There's nothing wrong with that.
But there's also, I venture to say that some of the people that he thinks he possibly could be best friends with or all that may not be his cup of tea in the long run. The truth is, like your daughter who's really evolved. She's a very special person,
Yes.
really smart. That's not for everybody.
Correct.
A lot of people are not that evolved,
Yes.
honestly. And so you have to put yourself out there so that your tribe will find you.
And it's not easy, baby.
It's not easy. You have to put a beacon. So there are ways you do that. I remember when I wrote that first book, Let It All Hang Out.
Hyperion, 1999.
That's right. Which, by the way, it's on eBay for like $300, the hard copy.
Shut up.
$300.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Because I don't think Hyperion's even a house
No,
anymore.
it's not. It used to be owned by Disney. It's not. But the hard copy, I think there are soft copies floating around, but the hard copy, it's on eBay for $300.
I got a hard copy.
Yes, but putting that out was like a beacon. People found me because
Yes.
it was from my heart.
Yes.
And it's like an energy force field, like a frequency. So I tell Matt to put your frequency out there and your people will come and find you. Whether it's through your art with a website that you do through Squarespace or whether it is, poetry, whatever your thing is.
I agree.
But even in school or joining a class, going to a yoga class, joining an art class, doing a book
Whatever
club,
makes you happy.
whatever makes you happy.
The Find Your Tribe is a chapter in my book.
Is it?
Yes, because it's so important because I was always the freak and the weirdo and the misfit and I had no tribe until I decided, you know what? I have to do me.
Yes.
I have to do what I like to do. And I guarantee that's why Lily really wants to do theater. So next year, she's
good.
going to do theater.
Good.
No matter what. She's heard bad reviews. She doesn't care because I said, you're going to find your people. In the beginning, I said, maybe you need to dumb it down a little because Lily's too smart for the room. I told you, you know the music she listens to. You know what she does. She's an intellect. She likes to read Edgar Allan Poe. She's 15. Most kids are not there. They're not. So they look at her not only as a threat, she's extremely intimidating to boys and girls. So it's taken her this point in her life. I said, you need to dumb it down just a little. I'm not saying not be that person. I'm saying dumb it down. Then when you find your tribe, then you can bring it up and let it shine in its glory. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with going to Barnes & Noble. If you like to cook, hang out in the cookbook section. Talk to those people. Take a class. Nothing wrong with it. And I promise you, just like Ruth said, and I'm telling you, I'm backing it up, your tribe will find you.
Yes, that's right. You're absolutely right.
Be true to who you are and don't be afraid to shine. But in the beginning, sometimes you might got to dumb it down just so you could get in the door with those people. And then when you find them and they find you, let it all hang out.
I love it. That's great advice.
Yeah.
Hey, and you said Edgar Allan Poe, the first thing that came to my mind.
I'm afraid.
You should be afraid. And I hope people don't get on my case about some racist bull ass be over this. Yeah. But did I ever tell you the joke? It's not a joke. It's actually, this happened on either $25,000 pyramid or on a password or super password, something like that.
What?
Okay, let me see if I can set up all the pieces.
Oh
okay,
God.
So, and y'all, with the racist thing, you just give it a break. This is funny. Just lighten up. Okay,
I
all right.
can't wait to hear this.
All right. So, Burt Reynolds was playing, let's say $25,000 pyramid with this black guy, and or password, and with password you have to say one word, so I can get you to say another word. So
it's free association.
It's free association. So let me see if I can get you to say something. Let me think of a word real quick. Sad.
Happy.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
That's how you play the game, right? Okay. So Burt Reynolds was playing with this black guy, and
oh no, I know where you're going.
Do you know where I'm going?
Go ahead.
Okay. He was trying to get him to say the word was deer. Mm-hmm. The word was deer, like a deer in the woods, like Bambi's.
DEER.
Yes, Bambi's mother was a deer, right? Yeah. Okay. So Burt Reynolds.
Bambi was a deer.
Bambi was a deer
Not
too.
Not just her mother.
Oh, okay.
Bambi was too.
Okay. And so the word was deer. Uh-huh. So Burt Reynolds says to the black guy, the word was, he said, doe. He said,
like doe a deer.
Doe a deer. He said doe. And the black guy said, knob.
Is that a true story?
He said, true story. He said
so
knob.
So it's on YouTube. You know it's
probably.
on YouTube.
He said knob. Like donut.
I got you.
Apparently, what happened was Burt Reynolds. If you know Burt Reynolds, he killed
Did he die?
He rolled over on the floor for the rest of the timing of the clock. Couldn't stop laughing.
So they lost the round.
He was rolling on the floor laughing.
That's what you would be doing too.
I would be laughing too. And for the rest of the show, he couldn't keep a straight face. He could not keep a straight face.
Could you?
No.
Yes.
No. He was rolling on the floor. So apparently, of course, you know, the black guy, he did not win. And somebody told me this. Actually, it was Sadie Garrett told me that the black guy ended up suing. I don't think he won.
What?
He sued because he thought it was either racist or whatever.
He did it.
For whatever reason.
Uh-huh.
For whatever reason. But this is how this thing turned out. But this just goes to show you how people... take everything so seriously, but I think it's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Well, that was like, do you remember the Newlywed Game when he said, you know this?
Yes, I know this one. Yes.
So for those of you who don't know, that's definitely on YouTube. But he says, the wildest place you ever made whoopee. And the husband says, that would be, what was his name? Was it Bob?
Bob Eubanks, yes.
Yeah, he said, that would be in the butt, Bob. It was one of those moments, these legendary moments.
And speaking of things in the butt, Michelle...
Ru, let's take a second to talk about our new sponsor because it's so exciting. It's adamandeve.com. Yay. I love them. Been using them for years. That's why I've been married for almost 18 years. So Adam and Eve is the largest distributor of lubes, X-rated films, and toys for the bedroom. If you can dream it, I'm telling you, they probably have it on adamandeve.com. Yet the most compelling thing about Adam and Eve is that their founder, Phil Harvey, has donated a significant amount of his profits from the company to DKT International since the 1970s.
Now, DKT provides low-cost contraceptives and family planning to low-income individuals in third-world countries. That's really cool.
Now, in 2013 alone, they provided, ready, 600 million condoms and other contraceptives. This is so important. Now, it's not often that spicing up your bedroom actually supports making the world a better place. You got to love that. For 50% off almost any item and free shipping, go to adamandeve.com and use the offer code RU.
It's that simple. That's adamandeve.com, offer code RU. Now, let's get back to our favorite YouTube moments.
Thank God for YouTube.
Oh, my goodness. But, the thing about YouTube is that you need a curator. Young people need a curator to point them in the right direction. There's so much stuff.
Right.
But you need someone who can say, go here, 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 and here.
But that doesn't always exist.
No.
Because even as a parent, and I'm speaking on behalf of the parents out there, I know there's a lot that listen, I will say, go here, 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 and here. But my kid ain't going to listen to me. Because when Arlene told me to go here and here and here, my middle fingers went up.
Yes.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yes.
I got this. This is my life because I knew everything.
Right.
And it wasn't until I stopped knowing everything that I actually decided to enjoy life.
Yeah.
Because I was such a control freak. And, I still am in my ways. But I know I can admit when I'm wrong. I love to learn. Mm-hmm. Whereas when I was 20, 19, 18, 17, not only did I not want to learn, I knew everything and you could not tell me otherwise.
Right.
Which is why I did not have more than 2 friends.
That's
why. So it's always about revisiting and letting your guard down. It's okay, just like you said, to let people see the vulnerability.
Yeah, you got to reach down and open the doorknob.
Shut
and walk through the door.
up.
Doorknob. And you said Edgar Allan Poe.
Because it made you think of Poe.
Poe, yeah. And doorknob. Is that the funniest thing
like
ever?
A Poe boy.
Yeah, like doorknob. That is hilarious. I love it. I tell that story all the time.
I love that story.
It's just so brilliant.
Yeah. So, Matt, we're thinking of you, baby. And we are pulling for you. And we love you and your dough.
Uh-huh.
And you're going to be just fine. Just let your guard down and allow yourself to be and allow the people to see you. And they will see you, and your tribe is out there waiting for you.
Now, tell me this. Now, I mentioned Geraldine Page and Sandy Dennis.
Yeah.
Sandy Dennis.
Not to be confused with Sandy Duncan.
No, not confused with Sandy Duncan. Sandy Dennis, didn't she win the Oscar for... She won the Oscar for Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
I don't know.
I think she did.
Did she?
I don't know. She's in lots of movies. She's in Up the Down Staircase and she's also in.
I prefer Sandy Duncan, of
Of
Peter
course, your
Pan
music
fame.
theater, but she's in Prisoner of Second Avenue. She's in Back to the Five and Dime Jimmy Dean.
Yeah, she did all that stuff back then.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'm looking it up as you talk.
But I'm bringing that up because there's this, and same with Geraldine Page. As actors, there's this vulnerability that makes you feel as though you shouldn't be watching them because they are so raw.
Oh, that's what you fall in love with, though.
It's
you
crazy.
It feels voyeuristic.
It feels voyeuristic.
Yeah. So she won 2 Tonys. She won an Oscar for Virginia Woolf.
Yeah.
And at the height of her career, she won 2 Tonys as well.
Wow. Amazing actress.
You know what she debuted on TV?
What?
Guiding Light.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's amazing. So, but who does that today? Who does that kind of acting? Like Geraldine Page, who won the Oscar for A Trip to Bountiful. Who does that kind of raw acting today? And
well, I know who I think embodied it really, really well, and she doesn't really work anymore, which is sad. Younger people, our age more, is Hilary Swank is so good at hitting in that vulnerability and raw. In $1 Million Baby, Boys Don't Cry, she was so brilliant in those 2 Oscar-winning performances. When she taps in, she can get it. But of course, we're going to say Meryl Streep. We're going to say, oh, I see her face, not Blythe Danner, but the other one that looks like her. And
what's she in?
What's her face's mother? She's you know what I'm talking about? Gray hair. Not Laura Dern's mother. Laura Dern's mother. What's her name?
Yeah. Her, right. Diane
yes,
Ladd.
Yes.
Diane,
Amazing.
No, not Diane Ladd.
Yes. Diane Ladd.
Oh, yeah, because I get her confused with Diane Lane.
No, different. Diane
and
Lane's,
Cheryl Ladd.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Diane Ladd.
She's got that.
Yes.
But, listen, Hilary Swank is amazing. 2 Oscars, she's amazing. And Meryl Streep, 3 Oscars, amazing. Just good. But that thing where you feel like you shouldn't be watching it, where it's kind of embarrassing.
Elizabeth Berkley, Showgirls.
Well, there you have it.
That's it.
That is the Geraldine Page of our time.
I don't know if we have one.
I can't think of one who does that thing like that.
That
where,
Audrey Hepburn thing.
Well, it's not. You know what? It's beyond. You've got it. Have you ever seen Trip to Bountiful?
No, I haven't. No.
You got to see that. Have you ever? Everything that she did, Geraldine Page.
She had that vulnerability.
It's beyond. It's beyond. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's like watching someone unravel, and they've got a camera in front of them. Sandy Dennis, the same thing. She does this thing that's like, it's frightening. I cannot think of another actress who does that.
No, me neither, because I'm trying to think of even in the past, not even our generation, let's say the past 30 years that I can remember in my brain. I cannot think of anybody. But if you think of all the great actresses of the moment, and you pull them up in your Rolodex in your brain.
You know that actress, did you see Birdman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know the actress who she's also in Madonna's movie W.E. She played Wallace Simpson. Her name is, I can't remember her name, but she's the dark-headed woman. That's me living in the South. The yellow-headed woman, and then there's that dark-headed woman. She played Wallace Simpson in W.E. Brilliant. Fantastic. Her name is Andrea Riceborough.
Oh,
Andrea
I love her.
Riceborough. You've seen her.
Yeah.
She's really
She's
good.
young, too.
What's young to you? What is young? She's 32.
30s?
30.
That's
Two.
young.
Let me see.
That's not young to you?
How old is she? Let's see. She is, I can't
She might even be 20s, is she?
She's 33.
Yeah, that's
She's 33.
young.
It is young. It is young. God, I spoke with someone today who said she was born in 1987. It took everything I had to not slap her face.
87?
1987. Yeah. Everything, it took all my will to not slap her.
I know, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, I literally, Jimmy, the little donkey I sleep with.
Yes.
I've had him since Christmas of 86. And Michelle, when I got him.
I bet he doesn't look a day over 20.
No, he doesn't look a day over 20. When Michelle, the day I got him, Jimmy, he was missing one eye.
Yeah.
He had to have been, I swear to you, he had to have been at least 25 years old at that point.
Where did you get him?
I got him on the street in Atlanta. It may have been Christmas night. I think it was Christmas night, 1986. I was walking down the street, midnight, as one did, because I used to be up all night, sleep all day. Right. And someone had, there was a Goodwill or something. And
Somebody threw Jimmy out.
No, there was a bag, a hefty bag of toys that someone had given to the
Toys for Tots.
Toys for Tots, something
Yeah.
like that. But someone had come along and opened the bag, and all the toys, all these, discarded toys were strewn all over the street. All over the street.
Right.
And I thought, well, I'm going to get one of these. And the one I chose was Jimmy the One-Eyed Donkey. And I still sleep with him every night. That was Christmas night of 1986.
Did you wash him?
Oh, hell no. I did not wash it. This was before
No,
germs.
I mean back then, yeah.
This was before.
This is before germs ruined us.
This was before germs and what's the antiseptic?
Antibacterial.
It was before all of that. We didn't. Hey, anybody got time for that? No, I did not wash him. Have not washed him since. And I love him more today than I did yesterday.
Oh, I love that.
Jimmy. Yep, Jimmy the donkey. So why did I get onto that story?
I don't know, but I'm still trying to think of these vulnerable actresses. How do you feel about Jennifer Lawrence?
She's amazing.
Because I think she is, and I think
You know
she
what?
has that.
She has it.
She has that.
She has
Yep.
it. Because when she did that scene in
Silver Lining?
in the bathroom, when she did the thing, and she did that, and you're like, girl. Ooh,
She's the one.
Oh, she's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got to tell you, when I saw Winter's Bone,
Winter's Boner.
I swear to you, I was like my mother. I was like that kind of ignorant thing. Like, I had to say to myself, wait, is this a documentary? Did you say that? Yeah, I honestly.
She is brilliant.
Did you hear what I said? I said, I'm a grown person. I've seen
you said.
I said to myself,
Is
this a documentary?
Let me check the guide. Hold on. Let me
I
check.
swear. Are these real people?
Is this on Vice?
I swear to
I
you.
know.
I was like,
But that's how you know
Oh.
true talent.
Yeah.
Because every time I act or I do a scene or I'll read something, I'm like, even when we did the reenactment, I was like, God, I suck. I really need to get back in class. There was nothing believable about that. And I have this theaterism about me when I act because most of my acting has been done on the stage, which is a different acting than on screen.
Sure,
you know?
yes.
But literally, and then you watch somebody like Jennifer Lawrence, where she's so raw and so vulnerable and so naturally. Like, I don't think she's acting ever. Right. I think she's just being.
Yes, exactly. But that's the thing, is that when you get an actor like that, or really any actor who knows how to emulate human behavior in a way that humans actually don't behave that way, but you're emulating it's weird. It's a weird thing. I think they have to give up a certain part of their ability to be around other humans.
The craziest people are the best actors.
You're absolutely right.
That's why they have such a fucked up personal life. I'm not talking about Jennifer Lawrence. Let's go back to Pacino.
I know who you're talking about. You're talking about... You know she's writing a book.
Is she really?
Yes. We can say it, I think. It's not... We're not reading her. I'm talking about Faye Dunaway.
Yes.
Okay.
That's one of them.
Okay. Who are you talking about?
Halle Berry.
Oh, Halle Berry, right.
But there's a bunch of them. Faye Dunaway's writing a book.
She's writing a book about Mommy Dearest, finally.
She is not.
This is the thing.
About Mommy Dearest?
About Mommy Dearest.
No, she's not.
No, this is the thing.
No, she's not.
You know, she hasn't made a movie in a long time.
I know.
She doesn't work. Doesn't work. People don't hire her for jobs. I'm not being shady, just being fierce. Let me tell you something. She's come around. She's come around because she knows that this woman is brilliant in this movie. How old is she now? She is probably 73 is my guess.
Is that it? Oh, no, Faye Dunaway, yes. In my head, I'm seeing Joan Crawford. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm like, she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Faye Dunaway.
I'm thinking 73, she's 74.
74, okay.
So she's finally writing a book about her experience during Mommy Dearest because, before she wouldn't talk about it. She wouldn't talk about it because she felt that movie had ruined her career.
Do you think she harbors any resentment toward Jessica Lange?
I'm sure she harbors lots of resentment. I have a resentment against Jessica Lange.
But Jessica Lange basically took all of the roles.
Oh, see, now you're talking. I mean,
do you think, if Faye Dunaway was still working, I think she'd be getting some of the roles that Jessica Lange's getting.
No.
See, you don't think so?
No, this is the thing. You're talking just like Little Kim and Nicki Minaj. We talked about the ego earlier, right?
There's room for everybody.
Yeah, not only that, but and let me break it down. Okay, and I'm going to break it down for them. Okay, because, it's easy for the ego to say, she did it.
Yeah.
She took my career.
Yeah.
When the truth is, when you are a pop star, you appeal to people between the ages of 11 years old and say 25. Right. I'm being generous.
Top
because,
end.
Yeah.
It's more like 11 and 20.
It's more like 11 to 20. The people who will actually buy your stuff, right? And those people turn 21 every day. So as the years go on, the people who liked you when you represented how they felt have gotten a year older. And as time goes on, they fall out of your demo or your little margins of
Your slice of pie.
your
let's say.
slice of
Okay.
your pie, right? So someone else comes along who's younger, who feels the same, selling basically the same kind of thing. The younger people you will appeal to them unless you keep reinventing yourself, right?
Which was never going to happen there.
It's never gonna happen. So, but it's easier for the ego to say, "She, burn the witch. She did it to me. She took my people."
And I don't think she took her people, and I don't think she
didn't.
took her roles. But if
No.
you look at it that way, I always thought, I wonder if Faye Dunaway, just in my head, that's the way
I
it
think
comes
she
up.
probably does, but I think that's an element of the ego. The ego
Yeah.
always wants to say somebody took my
Yeah.
and took my thing. When the
Instead of
truth
owning it.
Instead of owning it
Yeah.
and reinventing.
Yeah.
And see, you know that better than anybody.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
You know, we are in show business.
Yes.
And so that means, what job do you have? I will do it. Radio? Okay.
And by the way, Faye Dunaway,
Brilliant.
I don't even have the words for the brilliance and
Brilliant.
the gorgeousness.
Oh my God.
And that Thomas Crown affair.
Oh, the Thomas. I was thinking the same thing.
Can we just that?
Oh my
The beige,
God.
the
beige,
chest
the
scene,
hair, the
the nails.
eyes, the flared nose, that flared nose, which is exquisite.
I mean,
And an actress.
completely.
Brilliant
Still
actor.
is.
Still is. And I got to tell you, she won the Oscar for Network,
Mm-hmm.
and but she's got a million roles that she turned it out. I just saw Little Big Man recently on Turner Classic Movies. Brilliant.
Everything she did.
Listen, Mommy Dearest
Yeah.
is brilliant.
Yeah.
She's brilliant in Mommy Dearest.
Yes.
But, it just goes to show you that, most people are their own worst enemies. And what you've got, but thank God she's come around, because this Mommy Dearest
believe
book.
are you serious?
She's doing that. I read it somewhere. Hopefully she's doing it. But it is a smart, you have to embrace.
I will devour that book.
You have to be present enough to understand what your customers want from you.
Yeah.
We have wanted this forever. Thank God she's finally come around.
For how many years? 30 years?
How many years she has thought of that movie as wrecking her career? She never said that, okay, at that point, I don't know how old she was. She was probably 40
40-something.
something at that point.
If she's 75
The movie
now,
came out in
40.
81. So anyway, you do the math. Well, for females in this business, you can't be the girlfriend anymore.
No.
So you have to graduate into this other
The
realm.
ingenue grows up.
It grows up really fast. So that's what happened. It wasn't the Mommy Dearest thing.
No.
It was a bomb. The movie was a bomb, but it's a classic, and it's one of my top 5 favorite films
Cult
of all
classic.
time.
Anybody who knows it loves it.
Yeah.
Seriously, you can't not. If that it's like Showgirls. If that movie is on TV, which Showgirls never is.
Yeah.
I have to stop and watch Mommy Dearest.
You're absolutely right. If Showgirls is on, if Grease is on, if Mommy Dearest,
Even
if
Dirty
Elvira,
Dancing.
Mistress of the, not Dirty Dancing.
I have
You're
to.
younger than I am. That's a whole other thing. You probably vacationed in the Catskills or the Poconos.
No, but I always wanted to in my head. We didn't have that kind of money.
Yeah,
in my
right.
head, I always wanted to be that Jewish family that did that stuff.
Yeah.
But no.
It doesn't hold that kind of thing. I do love the line, "Nobody puts baby in a corner." Though.
I mean,
yeah, that's
but Patrick Swayze was so gorgeous.
Yeah,
too.
and
He's not even my type of, not even my cup of Darjeeling.
Yes.
but in that movie, he was so sexy.
Yeah.
And then the sister who I loved from Maniac, Flashdance.
yeah.
What's her face? The
Jennifer Bills is in that.
no, the other one, the blonde.
Oh
Richard
yes.
Marx' wife.
Oh, I see her. Cynthia.
Cynthia Nixon. No, not Nixon. That's from
Cynthia,
Cynthia. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, she sang in Animotion.
She did. She did. And she did,
Cynthia.
I'm going on a manhunt.
Yeah,
You know
she
that one.
danced to that.
Yes.
but she didn't sing it because
No.
Shandy sang.
I don't
no,
know who
not
sang it.
Shandy.
You would know
No,
that.
it's Karen. Cynthia.
Cynthia.
I can't read that. It's Cynthia. Where am I looking? Cynthia Rhodes.
There you go.
Cynthia Rhodes. But Manhunt was sang by Phil Ramone's Karen something. Anyway,
But she did that dance.
She did that dance. Oh,
but she
God.
plays the sister in Dirty Dancing. And she was
what
so
are
good.
your top 5? We're almost out of time, but what are your top 5 movies?
Oh my God.
Because you know what
Well,
mine are.
Showgirls obviously
Yes.
is up there.
Yeah. Dirty Dancing.
Weird Science.
Weird Science.
It's one of my all-time
That's
favorite
hot.
movies. I fell in love with Robert Downey Jr. Fell in love with Robert Downey Jr. and couldn't stop. And Fast Times at Ridgemont High is up there too.
Oh, that's hot.
Because that's where my love of Sean Penn started.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It really started with Bad Boys with Esai Morales.
Yeah.
But I don't put it up in my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
What do you watch constantly, though? Because I know you're a music theater queen, but
I watch a lot of it. You know what I was watching last night was Madonna's Evita. Now, mind you can't compare it to the incomparable Patti LuPone,
Right.
who is my top 5 of Broadway performers of all time. Bernadette, of course, is number 1,
Mm-hmm.
but Patti is probably number 2, and you can't even compare them. But that was Madonna's swan song, Evita, and that Alan Parker did such a great job
He's
with
great.
that film. And I'm not even an Andrew Lloyd Webber fan, but Evita is my favorite piece that he ever composed.
And you watch that all the time?
I know. I was watching it last night. So I tend to watch a lot of musical theater and old musical movies. Lily is my older daughter, is really getting into it. She loves Frank Sinatra. She's obsessed with all that music.
Oh, my God. Oh,
Loves.
Did she see the documentary that was on HBO just recently?
Yes.
It's
Wasn't it
so
great?
good.
Yeah, so good.
And actually, I dug up all my Frank. I'm listening to Frank again now.
She wears Frank t-shirts. She loves him. And she was
brilliant.
looking at pictures of Mia Farrow when they were married and her cute little boy
Oh,
haircut.
so cute.
And Lily's chopped all of her hair off now. And she's just like, it's helping her find who she is, all this music. I don't know why.
Wow.
But Frank Sinatra was amazing, and all those movies of then. So I tend to be watching a lot more of older musical movies now. There's one called Footlight Parade with James Cagney that we just started watching. I got her watching Gypsy, so I'm rewatching Gypsy and realizing how much of an unsung hero Rosalind Russell really, really was.
Unsung, really? I sing her praises every day.
She is a fucking genius.
Oh, my God.
I can't even begin.
His Girl Friday, Auntie Mame, we could go on, but we've actually got a...
I know, but
we're
I don't
actually,
even so musical theater, we need to do a whole show dedicated to it.
Oh, my God. Well, we talked about a lot of things today.
Because really, can I just say this first about Gypsy? Ethel was Ethel, and Sondheim had to write Gypsy for Ethel. But Ethel's really not a vocalist. Ethel Merman's like my everything, but she's not a vocalist. So to hear somebody do Mama Rose, to hear Bernadette do Mama Rose, and then to hear Ethel Merman, the original, and then Rosalind Russell to do Mama Rose. She acted the shit out of Mama Rose.
Yeah.
But then Patti LuPone as Mama Rose.
Okay, you're going to kill me for this, but Sondheim wrote Gypsy?
Okay, this is the end of this.
Is this the end of the thing?
We're done.
I'm
We're done.
sorry. Will you validate my parking?
He wrote the lyrics. We're done.
I really had no idea. Because when I think of Sondheim, I think of those weird melodies.
Oh, yeah.
This doesn't have those weird melodies.
Because he wrote the lyrics.
Okay, he didn't wite the music.
No, he wrote the words.
Then you understand why I would say that.
Yes, how could it be so confusing? But if you think about the lyrics, especially in Mama's turn, when, Rose's turn, when she says, mama, 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 and when she's doing all that, that's so Sondheimy. And even the words that she says everything's rhymey. You know how Sondheim is very that way. If you watched Into the Woods, and you can understand.
Sure.
Here, have
yes.
another bean. Yeah, you're just ignoring me now.
I know. No,
You're placating
I'm not a music theater person. I
know you hate it. You hate it the way I love it.
Do I can appreciate it if it's good, but as I've said before in this podcast, I don't like the songs that talk about this.
That's all Sondheim.
We're gonna close the show out right now.
That's my favorite.
We're gonna close the show right now. I don't like that.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
Give me a melody. Give me Jade. Don't walk away. Don't walk away, boy. I'll be right here for you.
But let me tell you something. There's a lot of musicals like that, too. I just have to get you the right one.
You have to find me the
Gypsy
ones.
is one of them.
Okay, all right.
And you loved it from Painted Babies.
Yes, and you gotta love a gimmick.
Yeah.
You gotta have a gimmick.
Thank
all right,
you.
So we're gonna close out the show. It's been fun. We talked so much.
I
goodness.
know.
And we went from A to Z.
God, love
My
it.
goodness.
All right.
All right, till next time.
Stay strong. Bye.
Bye.
Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else?